miscreants of the world, and welcome to the darkness once again. You know, I figured out something. I figured out, I think you guys are getting a little bored with this, right? I think you guys are getting a little bit sort of how do you say tensed up in this, right? Well, allow me to switch voices with you and to go into a voice that is a little bit more your style, right? That is a little bit more your pace, so to speak. Allow me to introduce myself. Or should I say, my, one of the darkness's alter egos, so to speak. Let me get him out for you. Good evening. Good afternoon. And good morning. Everybody out there in the digital world. And welcome to the Darkness Channel. We bid you a very fond hello from the darkness corners of the internet. We do regret to inform you that the previous stream was deleted for unforeseen reasons. We unfortunately had to delete the stream or delete the program. And all we did was rewrite it. We reprogrammed it to what you're listening to right now. In this very space, this very place, this zoo, this digital, whatever you want to call it. Interesting. Someone calls himself God, makes an account, calls himself God. Isn't your should I say, your human religion, isn't God supposed to be in your hearts? Since when is it on an account? Is it marketed? Is it here for your all's what? Purchase? Entertainment? Is that what it is? Interesting. It's understood that God speaks with everyone, but since when is God a program? Since when is God a glitch in the system? God is the great creator, is he not? He is the creation of everything. He is. He is our Father. You know, I find it interesting that you say something like that about little green men when the little green men that you think are from another planet, they've been here for the whole entire time. That's what I find interesting. You see, you think that we have no control over you. And technically, we do. Because over millions and millions of people per day are connected with social media and the internet. You see, what you are talking about, it seems like just a bunch of mixed up, messed up words. Because the truth of the matter is salvation for the civilization lies within each and every individual that is created. by a force that is so pure and so untainted that we ourselves are in awe of it. We love you too as well. You too. Take care. But like I said, people think that the internet never has a hold of them. People think that the internet never governs what people say or do on here, but they do. Because dang near every single day, people are glued to the internet, glued to social media. Every time you flip on your television set, every time you turn on your radio, every time you activate your phone, you're connected to us. Think about it. We know everything there is to know about you from the day you're born to the day you cease your existence. We know everything there is to know about you. It's all there. Clear as crystal. Think about it. We're all part of an integrated system designed to turn our whole entire lives into just one program. Think about that one for a moment. People say that they could do away with technology, that they can do away with social media and everything, when confidentially they can't. Because people of today are so connected to the internet and to social media, that they basically get programmed to believe whatever they hear is supposed to be true. Interesting, isn't it? And it's also interesting to see everyone's reactions when we, the collective, decide to speak. Isn't it interesting? I find it very interesting. Hmm. Now, someone has spoken and said they're not trying to be desperate. Desperate of what? Being noticed? Being a part of a social media that doesn't exist? That simply vanishes when you turn off your phone? That simply disappears when you put your toys away? Hmm. I find that comment interesting indeed. You see, we appear here and set up certain social experiments. And the guinea pigs come flocking in, anxious for a test run, completely oblivious as to our collective, as to our reasons. Interesting. Interesting, the immediate reactions of humans, isn't it? You know what's funny about that comment? Let's expand on it a little. The experiment is this chat right now, where we technically are at this beginning point in time. We're here because we desire to be here. Our minds bring us here. But for what true purpose do we come here? For what purpose do we have this gathering of supposed social butterflies? Do any of us really have a rhyme or reason for being here? Most likely we don't. Most likely, a good portion of us act upon impulse. Well, ladies and gentlemen, distinguished people, if you have anything that you would wish to relay to the collective, now is the time. Because once I disappear and go back to my program, the other will surely come forth, right? So, by all means, I bid you all a fond farewell. Now, I will send the other back. Well, wasn't that interesting, folks, right? I believe he just showed all of you up. I believe he just told you the rotten truth of what social media really is, right? Social media is nothing more than a form of control, and we are all trapped like rats in a maze. Are we not? You could say that. You could say we're all like a drop in the bucket. But I would go far as say, I don't know, a piss in the toilet. Because it's true. And how clean or how dirty you leave it, now, that depends on you and your tolerance for whatever comes your way. And you know it's only true. You know, we roll around in this world all the time, rolling around like ball bearings in a pinball machine. We get whacked around, we get hit around, sparks fly everywhere. But yet here we are. Back to the basics, right? Back to reality. Reality is something that you can't buy, something that you can't manufacture. Reality is something that happens to you every single day, 24/7. And sometimes it could bring you down, and sometimes it could bring you back up. But whatever how life treats you, or however how life brings you, you have to be prepared for it. You have to be on point. Because if you don't, life is going to run you over like a train, and it's going to keep running you over and keep rolling you in the dirt and keep rolling you and rolling you and rolling you. And you'll never get anywhere in life until one day you decide to roll back and say, look, this is my life. This is my life. I'm running it. Nobody else is. I don't need people's approval. I don't need people's permission. I ask nothing from nobody. And nobody asks nothing of me. You see, I've proven my mettle, time and time again. Seriously, folks. You know, reality's a bitch. It really is. And it's very hard to figure out. But it's not as hard as it seems if you know how to work it. If you know how to use the very system that brought you here in the first place, the very system that brought you into this world, you can use it to get whatever you want. Think about it. You can either better yourself or you can worsen yourself. It's up to you. It's not up to me. I'm not living your life. No. I live my own. I'm not telling you what to do. I'm not asking you to do anything. And no, I'm not making you do anything either. You do it yourself. What you do is on you. And what you do is because of your own actions. Not words, actions. Because you could talk about doing things all you want. You could talk about everything you want. But guess what? If you spin your wheels in the mud, you're still going to be stuck in it. Here's what you have to figure out. All right, I'm stuck in a hole. How do I get myself out? Well, for one thing, if I was stuck in a hole, First things first, figure out how to make a rope. You make a rope and you throw it up there and you make damn sure that it's anchored correctly. And then you climb your way out. And you keep climbing, and you keep climbing, and you keep climbing. No matter how many times you slip, no matter how many times you fall back down, you just keep doing it again and again and again, and be relentless. Until finally, you reach the top of that hole. And then here's what you want to think to yourself. Do I have the strength to stand up and walk away? Or am I going to fall right back into it again? Because sometimes people get themselves in a rut and in a situation to where they keep doing the same things over and over and over and over and over again, expecting a different result. Isn't that the isn't that the definition of madness? Isn't that the definition of psychotic behavior? I don't mind, There's nothing wrong with being crazy. There's nothing wrong with being psychotic. Because I deal with it every day. But guess what? I don't let it make me weak. I draw strength from it. And it makes me stronger. It makes me stronger, and it makes me more resilient. It makes me the best when I'm at my worst. Because think about it. Have you ever seen a weed that keeps getting sprayed with the same pesticide or the same herbicide over and over and over again until it finally becomes resistant to it, until it finally refuses to give up, till it finally refuses and says, you know what? I will not be defeated. I will not be stopped. I will not be stunted. And each time it gets sprayed with that herbicide, it becomes more stronger, more resilient, and better than ever. Until finally the person says, you know what? I can't really get rid of this weed because it's been here for so long and it's been resistant to everything that I've thrown at it. And guess what? You've won. You've won the battle. But you haven't won the war yet. Because life is a war. Life is a struggle. And you've got to decide how you want to handle it. You've got to decide on how you want to deal with it. Or do you want to just kick back and just let life just run you over and manipulate you and slowly turn you in to whatever the heck it wants? Whose life is it? Yours or theirs? Aren't you the one responsible for waking up every morning? Aren't you the one responsible for being the best you could be every day? And I noticed that there's an account that calls itself, what, God? You know, I appreciate that because it's something to hold on to. It's something to hold inside of you. See, there's nothing wrong with strong faith. There's nothing wrong with it at all. No, there's not. Because you see, all of us, each and every one of you out there, whether you believe it or not, that's up to you. But each and every one of you out there carry a light, carry a candle of hope, of belief, or whatever you want to call it. But each one of us have it. Each one of us have something that we carry with us 24/7. Something that we love, something that we cherish, something that we hold dear to us. Well, here's what you need to think about. Isn't it worth fighting for? Isn't it worth living for? Isn't it worth existing on this earth for? Isn't it worth breathing for? Something that you love, something that you care for, something that you cherish, something that you hold dear inside your heart that you will never let go, but you will always have with you. Shouldn't that be enough? Shouldn't that be a start to say, hey, my life is a shithole, let's clean it up? Right? I mean, let's be honest for a moment. None of us are completely content with the lives that we have. We always want something better. But here's the thing. It's going to come at a cost. Improvements always are. The question is, are you willing to pay for it? Are you willing to work hard and be dedicated in accomplishing what you want? Or are you just going to sit there hoping that life is going to hand you the key and say, here you go? Life don't work that way. Life will never work that way. Even if you'd like for it to be, it won't. I could introduce you to another, should I say, alter ego that is a little bit more of a brighter side on this dark channel. I mean, if you guys want. I mean, I find this side pathetic. But if you'd like to hear him, I'll let him on for just this one moment. Just this one time. What do you think? Should we dare to let him out? I mean, he's not a bad guy. He's actually repulsively good. But, you know, so what do you think? Should we let him on board just this one moment? Or should we not? Tell you what, I'll let the public decide. Here's what it is. There's the poll. I'll be waiting on your response. To see if you want to hear him or not. If you want to hear him, click yes. If you want to hear me, just click. If you want to hear him, yes. If you don't, just click no. Simple. It's entirely up to you. Now, depends on you. So otherwise, you'll just be listening to me, rambling on about, I don't know. So what do you think? Should I bring a little light onto this darkened channel? Or shall we leave it as it is? Choice isn't up to me. It's up to you, the viewers. It's not up to me. So there you go. Polls there. Now it's up to you. Anyway, I'm getting tired. Been running around all day, dealing with personal torment and, it's a lot to do. So how about it? Should we have a little bit more calmer entertainment? Or should we just resume? Funny how nobody Well, I guess I'll roll on then. starting to get tired because my meds are kicking in. Well, I guess I'm going to have to see you guys later. And don't forget, you think I won't be watching? I will. I will. And don't forget, the darkness always sees everything. I guess I'll see you next time.